Oh man. The whole point is to share it on here.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Embarrass the shit out of yourself.
Keep the conversation, as random as possible.
And you're doing a fine job on your end.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to JG's Lounge. We're back with another episode of Stardom, and I'm your host, Jukebox Ginger, in the house. I'm super excited. I'm typically always super excited to do shows because I think it's natural for me to just enjoy doing it, and it flows so well. And with me tonight, we got Ev.O.Lution, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here once again, Jukebox. It's always a pleasure, and I'm always looking forward to whatever you got going on.
Yeah. This Stardom, man. I mean, everybody. I tell everybody, even my new guest, you ain't gonna know what it's about, and whatever. I promise it's gonna go well. It'll be fine. I probably just don't worry about it. Quiet Wyatt, what's happening, man? Thanks for tuning in tonight. Some big announcements, man. We broke 1,000 subscribers on YouTube recently. Quiet Wyatt's a buddy of mine. He's got quite a few on his. Go check it out if you're into gaming. It feels good. It was a hell of a struggle to get to that point, but we're there, and now it's just on to the next one, and we'll do it, man. We're going to. We got so many shows. Ev.O.Lution, man. You've got several. We're even talking about more.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm excited, man. The 3 that I have already have been doing well. Been getting nice response. A lot of creativity, in each one. And I'm actually looking for more opportunities, and I'm sure they'll be hitting me sooner than later.
Right, man. And that's another thing for those of you that are recent or new to JG's Lounge or any of the shows on here. We're going for a 24-hour streaming channel that is interactive with you guys, and not just on here, not just on wherever you're watching or listening. I mean, we're talking about an actual channel, like on Roku or where a streaming service that you can go to and just see shows 24/7 that are live broadcasted, interacted with people like us, and just people who want to talk, and diverse shows of all different types. And I mean, it's a hell of a time. If you guys have a voice and you guys want to give it a shot, but you don't know how to, reach out to us. You can find JG's Lounge on any of the social medias. You can DM us. You can email me at jukeboxginger88@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to help you out. I've helped out plenty of people, and I'm decent at it. I'm not going to say I'm a pro, but I kind of know what I'm doing. So, I mean, Ev.O.Lution can kind of give some sight on that.
Hey, man, you are the roots to the tree, man. I go to you for a lot of things because I have to. I'm learning a little bit as we go, and eventually I'll get there. But dude, I just enjoy the interaction back and forth. You definitely got me going the right direction, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, of course. And think of and all the people that we've met doing it. I mean, there's so many, and from all over the world. Not just here, all over.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good feeling.
Absolutely, man. I'm really. I think about like Darren Dowler, who he's just all over the place. But when I see things about him on the internet, I'm like, yeah, he was on my show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he's got shows on Amazon Prime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like, I've talked to this guy several times.
Yeah, man. He always invites you out for coffee, so we gotta make that happen one day.
You know what? We should do that here soon, since I've got time now. So I'll get a hold of him and we'll make that happen.
Hey, let's make it happen.
All right. So, a bad day. What does that mean to you? Have you ever had a bad day where everything was just not going right?
Yeah. It's never something you look for to happen. It's never something you really plan for, but yeah, bad days happen, and I've definitely had some bad days.
What is a bad day experience that you've had that now you look back on and you laugh about it, but at the time you're like, man, this is the worst day I've ever had?
Without giving out too much information, I'd say what pops up like in the top 5.
Mhm,
Um, I left for work one day
mhm.
and got a call later that somebody was emptying my house out.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, they just kind of waited till I left for work and then
Mhm.
broke in and started removing
Ugh,
my belongings and
that's actually happened to me.
yeah, yeah. So that was definitely not a good day.
What's up, Cop Killer? Appreciate you. Quiet Wyatt, thanks for giving us a shout out on your streams. It's always nice when you send some people our way. It's funny. I've actually had that happen to me
Mhm,
when I was younger and I did a lot of stupid stuff.
mhm.
I remember getting arrested, and then the next day I had to walk home, and somebody broke into my apartment, stole all of my stuff. They took like my mattress, but they didn't take the bed frame. They took like the drawers out of my nightstand, but left the nightstand. Like it was the most absurd thing.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
mhm. Not a good day.
Right. Definitely not a good day, man. All right. So I found some people that had a pretty bad day,
Mhm.
and I'm going to share them, and we're going to do what we do on Stardom, and we're going to talk about them. Okay.
Okay.
This first one says, and they wonder why exercise initiatives fail. The elevator says, today is the day we take the stairs.
Oh my goodness. Is he in a wheelchair?
Yeah, this dude's in a wheelchair.
He's like, not going to be able to do that one.
I'd probably be calling the property owner and be like, "Well, you might want to change the door."
That's funny.
Have you ever had to take the stairs because an elevator was broken?
Um, well, I took the stairs because I thought an elevator was about to break.
I've
Um,
done that.
yeah, I went up. Well, I was going up to a certain floor, and it was going smooth at first, and then it hit like the second floor, and it went. There was this weird noise, like a screech,
Mhm.
and then it just like went boom, and I'm like, no, you know,
Right.
it's like one of those movie scenes that you think about immediately. Like, I am not trying to be stuck here
Hmm.
for X amount of time, nor am I trying to drop, you know, so many, floors to the end. But yeah, when it finally reached that next floor, I got off and I'm like, you know what? I'm on the stairs.
We're taking the stairs back down. I'm just letting you
Yeah.
know.
De-
My creepiest experience on an elevator was when I was younger. My grandpa took me to an old mine, and they were doing tours.
mm.
So they did just like the miners did back in the day, and they crammed like 12 people into this little like cage.
Oh
And you
no.
go and we went about a mile down in this creaky cage
Uh,
that was like making all sorts of noises. And on top of that, as you get further down, they start to shut the lights off. So you get the experience that the miners did back in the day. So
what?
it's just dark, it's creepy. You're shoulder to shoulder crammed in this little cage that's just bumping
Oh,
and grinding, man.
oh no.
And yeah, you'd want to take the stairs back, but the stairs ain't an option.
You just got to ride that one out and
Yeah,
hope for the best.
right.
Oh man,
You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
All right, there we go. It says this guy who didn't want to risk his wipers.
Ooh, risk his door. What kind of idiot would do that? It's a car wash.
And his wipers looked fine. Oh no, it was
Ye-
up, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you forget to shut the door. It's too late.
I love
Now,
car washes, man, but I mean, don't be that stupid.
I mean, you got to replace a whole door now, probably a fender too.
Uh-huh.
That's messed up.
Uh-huh.
And if you know what, if the machinery in that car wash breaks because of that, he's got to pay for it.
Yeah, that's all on him.
Yeah.
And actually, I bet you it ain't cheap. I'm sure those
Oh
parts
heck
are not
no,
cheap.
heck no. Them things are ridiculous.
I wonder how far they've advanced because of these kind of situations. Like,
Uh,
have you been in a car wash lately?
Not lately, but I think they're like
Because they're not like this
brush.
anymore.
No, they're brushless. It's like a sprayer that sprays
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and turns around and all that other stuff.
Yeah. We go every
Well,
now and then because the kids like
mhm,
it, you know.
mhm.
But it's not. I've never experienced something like that. I might have when I was a little kid, but yeah, now they're
Mhm.
like these just wheels with brushes on 'em.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
and
probably like triggers. Like if something like this happened, it would probably just stop the whole thing.
yeah, like a sensor or whatever
Hmm.
uh, shuts it off.
I would
But
still
yeah,
find. I would still find the person. I would probably charge them.
oh heck yeah, heck yeah. Um, I mean that's dangerous because he could have got caught in the middle of that too. You know,
Hmm. Yeah, and if that
or
machine ain't stopping for that door, what do you think is going to happen to you?
yeah, squish.
Have you ever been, or have you ever been in like a storm and like forgot to roll your windows up?
No, I'm pretty. I usually keep my windows up anyway because I always got the
Hmm.
air on.
Right.
Uh, but not usually. I mean, maybe when I was younger, I'd forget and leave
Yeah.
them cracked or something.
Uh-huh.
But once that happens to you once, you kind of not
Hmm.
you don't forget about that anymore.
Right. Right. Actually, so the house I'm at now,
Mhm,
not the car that I currently have, but my last car.
mhm,
Sometimes there's not enough places to park, so I parked on the side street, and it was winter time, and I hadn't used my car in several days because I had been using the other. We have two vehicles.
mhm.
Um, I didn't. I totally forgot that I had my windows cracked, and there was a snowstorm, and
Oh,
and I remember going to get in my car and just like I guess 2 or 3 inches of snow just sitting in the seats, man.
ouch.
Not as bad as this guy's day. This guy definitely is having a worse day than me.
Oh man. Not only is it cold, it's going to be a little wet.
Oh man,
Wow.
yeah, people, man, people.
Absolutely.
Are you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. My mom almost crashed her car today because a snake started coming out of her vents while she was driving.
What?
Yeah, look at this
Where was her car parked? Jeez.
thing.
Snakes coming out the vents?
I wouldn't have almost crashed my car. I would have crashed my car.
I would have made the quickest exit. The car
Right.
probably would have still been rolling.
Look at the size of that thing, man. And I
Uh,
don't know my snakes, so that's a python for all I know.
I tell you what, two things really freak me out.
Mhm.
Um, don't know why, but they always do is are spiders and snakes. And I tell you
Those are
what, I
very
don't.
common.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't care where I'm at, or whatever's going on. If I see something like that, especially coming on my ventilation system, uh-uh. You can have the car. I'll get another one.
Yeah, keep my car. This is a cursed vehicle because this is one of those situations that doesn't just happen.
Oh man, no, heck
This is a
no. Uh,
possessed car. Something's going
right?
on with this vehicle. I don't want it anymore. You know what? I'm not even going to sell it. Just take it.
I mean, yeah, like was she like parked in the woods or something, or left the windows down like you said, and just made a happy home of her car, I guess. But
So something similar has happened to. It wasn't me. It was somebody I worked with. So
mhm,
back in the day when I was, I basically all I did was work and drink and hang out with people. And I
mhm.
remember I went to a buddy's house one night. We worked together, so I was like, "I will just ride. I'll just hitch a ride with you." Um, so it was the next morning. He had to take his pet lizard to the vet before work. So I was just like, "Yeah, I'll come with you." Well, but time we got to the vet, we couldn't find the lizard. It had gotten out of the
Oh,
cage in his
oh no.
very nice truck. Very nice truck. So we're searching everywhere for this lizard, man, and we couldn't find it. So we came up with, oh, he's gone. He's gone. Now, fast forward several months,
Mm-hmm.
and it's starting to cool down out. It's starting to hit fall, and he's
Mm-hmm.
turning his heater on.
Mm-hmm.
And he turns his heater on, and he starts to smell something rotting.
Oh,
And his lizard got lost in the air vents
oh no!
and died.
Wow!
And he had to like pay somebody to fish out this freaking lizard, man.
Oh, that's disgusting. Wow, that's just wow. Never made it. Never made it to the appointment, but
I don't think it needs a vet at this point. A little off topic, but let's kill some time here for a few minutes.
Sure.
Pets. Have you ever had any weird exotic pets, or have you had any pets?
No, usually it was a little puppy. I had several puppies, and none of those scenarios end good. But
Okay.
but yeah, nothing other than that. I think my grandparents had a rabbit, and it wasn't just any rabbit. I think they just overfed it or something, because this was the hugest. I mean, it's just a very, very large, fat rabbit, and so big that it really didn't move around that much. But
Really?
it loved to eat, and that sucker got huge. But that's about it.
They have these lop bunnies. They're called like New England lop bunnies, and they're massive. I mean, they're like 30-40 pound bunnies. They're huge.
Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this one probably wasn't that type of bunny, but probably resembled one after it ate so much. But
yeah. I feel like we're polar opposite on that aspect, because my whole life I've always had pets, some sort of a pet, whether it's a dog or a cat. I think the weirdest thing that I don't even know that's weird, but hedgehogs, which we actually we just got 2 hedgehogs on top of all the other animals that I have, but I definitely think we are the idea of an urban farm. Is it urban or is it rural? Which one's city?
Urban. Rural is like the farm area.
Farm.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we were like an urban farm. So, but the most interesting pet that I had was when we had a bunch of ferrets, man. Because once we had them like down to like a specific diet, and we had them like on a time schedule of like when they were out free roam the house, and you play with them, and they're like a mix between a dog and a cat, man, because the way they play with each other, they're predators. So when they play, they're almost like fighting like a dog, but they're not really fighting, they're playing. But they do something that's called duking, and I don't know if you've seen a ferret, but they're real long.
Yeah, I've seen one ferret my whole life, and I was in college at the time, and we were supposed to meet and study at this person's house or apartment, and they had a ferret, and I was like, as long as you keep your ferret in the cage, we'll be all right. But if you pull your ferret out, I'm gone.
So these things almost like slinky up when they're about to attack. So they like curl up like this, so they have kind of like shaped like this. But then when they attack, they like hop like a cat would jump at something. So they're totally like a mix between a cat and a dog. But they're a lot of fun, man. Clearly you don't want one, but
no, I don't really want any pets at this point. I have sons that are quite expensive, so
yeah, kids are usually pricey.
Yeah, I'll pass on anything that's going to be an extra expense.
That is fair, man. I get that. I get that. All right, you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
All right. It says a girl I know went to the zoo and accidentally dropped her phone. She didn't want it back.
Yeah, I can see that. Don't want to. Yeah, that's just another one of those. Gator, you can have this phone. I'll get another
one. So far, I don't think any of my bad days have been this bad.
No,
I mean,
that's
this is kind of comical, but at the same
yeah.
time, it's rough because that's an expensive phone.
I tell you what, that's a bad day all around because I mean, when you think about how much information is in people's phones nowadays,
Mhm.
um, and to drop it or leave it or lose it is one thing, but if you drop it in an environment like that, you're willing to bite the bullet and just go get another one, start
Well,
all over.
that gator's biting on something, man. That's
I'm not gonna be reaching in a gator's mouth for a cell phone
right.
now.
The only benefit nowadays with smartphones is that a lot of the information that you have backs up.
Hmm.
So, like, if you get a new phone and you get stuff linked, you can get a good chunk of your stuff pulled over.
Hmm.
But like, if you don't do it right, then you'll lose some stuff too.
Right.
So, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I remember like remembering people's phone numbers. Nowadays, you don't need to because it literally just saves it as a name.
Yeah.
And
And
the
and, and in most cases, you don't even see it because, or even have a chance to remember it because, like, you'll have somebody call you, and when they call you or text you, you just save it.
Mhm,
So the writing it down and remember it aspect of all that is past tense. That's in the
mhm,
past, and you don't really need all that anymore. Yes, you have to have a number,
mhm,
uh, so people can see it when they call them, or when you exchange it initially. But
mhm,
after that, it's not no point in remembering it because it's locked in.
mhm. Did you ever have those like handwritten phone books, or did your parents ever have them? Like, I remember my grandma had like one of those little index
Yeah.
dividers that you flip through the letters, and that's
Hmm.
how you found the contact information.
Yeah. Same here. Grandparents uh, had that little round thing that you write all the numbers in, and
Yeah.
that's your a source of communication information. Yeah, that was back in the day there a little bit. But now, I mean, do they even pass out telephone books anymore?
No, there's apps, but I don't even know how
Right.
useful those are anymore because you can just find it on Google.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, everything is Google. Google
Mhm.
took the place of the phone book that was once this thick
Yeah.
with
I
all these.
remember I remember those would get was it like once a month that they'd get delivered to your door or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah, it was like whenever they updated it,
Mhm.
they just go around tossing them on your doorstep.
Yeah. Nowadays, people probably don't even know what the Yellow Pages is.
Oh heck no, heck no. And
Well, there
even
was
if they,
also there's white pages too. I don't remember what the difference was.
I think one was residential and one was business.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's like, and then like I think the residential had a bunch of ads in the back. There was some stuff that you didn't never want to use. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, that's crazy, man. But that was quite a while ago, and it's amazing how these new inventions replace the old stuff.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Are you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Halloween 1989. That's me on the right. My sister is behind me and about to have a really bad day. Now,
I
I don't
can't.
know how well you can see this because it's a little blurry.
Is that the baby falling out of the swing?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, head first.
Head first.
That is a very
and,
bad.
and look at grandma back there pushing the other little one on the swing too.
I'm like, wait a minute, what she do? Push one real hard and then so she can go push the other one and
Right.
then come back. Baby's like, ah.
Sister's
Oh,
gonna get older and be like having
oh
some
man.
issues, and grandma's
Boink.
gonna be like, "Well,
Yeah. She was
actually, you know,
literally dropped on her head.
brother up front, yeah, brother's gonna be the one telling her all the time. Well, you know, you were dropped on your head.
Oh man,
That kid
that's
looks like oh crap, and grandma has no clue yet. Like she's clearly has no idea, even though it's happening right there in front of her.
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Somebody did not hold on,
right,
and maybe Granny got a little excited and pushed a little too much.
right, and that's this isn't even the worst part. I mean, it's bad, but explaining this to the parents later on.
Oh man, you talking about not wanting to tell somebody what happened, right?
I don't care if you are my mom. If it's my kid and you tell me, well, we were at the playground and then the grandma doesn't even get an opportunity to say it, and the brother just comes up. She dropped it. She dropped sister on the head. She wasn't paying attention. And grandma just like, well, yeah. That's what happened.
Yep. And the kids will sure tell the truth, man.
Mhm.
Grandma was like, "Well, what had happened was," and the little brother just goes off. She pushed her and she fell off the swing.
Blaming everything on grandma, which it is.
Oh
It's
man.
grandma's fault. But then grandma could be like, well, actually, the kid in the red, he kept whining because I wasn't pushing him, so I just stepped over here for a second. So really, it's his fault that
Oh
that she
man.
fell.
Yeah.
uh,
That could go a lot of ways.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Oh man.
As a parent, I mean, how would you react?
Ooh. Not good. That would definitely be a bad day for me as a parent if I get a call
Mhm,
or I come back and bruises or worse, hospitalization,
mhm.
I'm not going to be happy. Uh,
And
and
let's assume that this is grandma. So this is your mom or dad.
I would just say they need to stay clear until I calm down because
Right.
in those situations, anybody can get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Even if the kid was fine, like
yeah.
even if the kid was fine, if it happened,
Mhm.
my mind is gonna be like, she might look okay, but you don't know. Like, I'm gonna go take her to the urgent care right now and make sure she's
Right,
fine because I don't
right.
know. There might be something going on inside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm,
Especially from a fall like that. I mean,
mhm,
anything could be
mhm.
going on, and yeah, it's just like one of those things you find out that happened, and I left them in your care,
Mhm.
and this is what happened, on your watch. Don't say anything to me right now because if you do, I'm not in a talking mood.
Right,
just,
right.
yeah. Give me
Just
the
just
time I
give
need to
me
calm down.
give me some space.
Yeah.
We might talk around Christmas. We'll see.
Right. But just know that no time soon you'll be watching my kid.
Right. Oh man, I'd probably be the same way. I'd be pretty pissed.
Oh,
I'm gonna be
dude.
honest. It'd be like
Oh,
when you get like to that level of angry, and you just like there's you got this wall. There ain't nobody gonna sit here and break that wall. You're just
oh,
mad.
yeah. It's time to walk away or
Yep.
do some damage.
Mhm. All right, man. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
This is good morning.
Huh. What in the world?
The whole cabinet just came loose from
Wow.
the wall, man.
Okay, either it wasn't installed properly or they had way
Mhm.
too much in there that would make it fall off the
If
wall
it
like
was
that.
us, it'd be too much stuff in them because we always had like cram
And,
our cabinets.
and looking at the floor,
Mhm.
they probably had way too much in there because that's a
Yeah, I
lot of
see a lot
stuff
of
on the floor.
there's a lot of stuff piled up on that floor, man.
Wow.
Hey, look, they got a phone book on their fridge.
Ah!
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I can't say I ever had that happen. I have had like those little build your own like food pantry cabinets
Hmm.
that we build, and they get warped over time from moving or whatever. And then we've had those collapse and stuff, a lot of them.
Hmm.
But that is excessive, man. Because think about like the stuff that you have on the counter below it.
Yeah,
Did
no
it
kidding.
damage any of that crap?
Hmm. And that's a heck of a leaner right there.
Yeah.
So it looked like the whole thing just about gave. And the only thing's holding it up is like one or two corners at the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. That's creepy.
Yeah.
My thing is they woke up to that. So at some point in the
Ooh.
night, there's a loud noise, and this
Mhm.
happened, and they didn't wake up to it. They should probably get checked out on their sleep.
No kidding, because I mean, even when I'm in a deep sleep, my ears, I guess, are trained to hear normal noises while I'm asleep. If I hear my sons
Right.
bumping in the kitchen or the bathroom or walking around the house, I'm not gonna react. But if
Mhm.
I hear something that's abnormal, like something breaking, I'm instantly wake up and go see what's going on, because that's
Yeah.
not a normal sound that I'm used to hearing.
Yeah.
Uh, so definitely, if all that happens and you just sleep through it, yeah, something is you sleep too deep, or you just have no care in the world.
Oh yeah, somebody robbing your house or something? You don't know.
Right, right.
So I have had a gun go off in the same room that I was sleeping in, and I didn't wake up to it.
What?
Yeah, I was a kid. So my stepdad, and I mean this guy's a piece of crap anyway, so I really don't mind talking about it.
Mhm.
He was cleaning his gun drunk in my room for no reason, and he thought it was unloaded, but it
Oh
wasn't,
no.
and it went off of the room, and I didn't wake up. I remember getting chewed out by him later on because I didn't wake up, because he thought that he had hurt me,
Oh
and
man.
I just slept through it. So talk about a deep sleeper.
Yeah, that's new. That's new. Not sure what kind of sleep that is. That's incredible. But if a
Yeah,
gun goes off, I'm definitely gonna react to it. I mean, even if
right,
it's like a firecracker on the next block, I hear a little pop. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna go look
right,
out the window, find out, hey, where's that? What is it?
right. All right, next up, all this says is shit. So,
Huh.
dude opened his door, but really all he opened was the door frame.
What happened there?
I think it might be
Well,
time for a new vehicle.
no kidding. That's a hard one to explain.
Yeah, like, yeah, hey boss, I'm gonna be late for work. Yeah, what's going on? Well, my door won't open. Well, it opened, but it didn't
But
really
it's still
open.
shut. Wow, that's a
Uh,
factory. That's a factory defect out this world.
oh, for sure. It looked like even the handle came out with the door frame. So like, there's just a hole in the
Oh
handle.
man, factory recall.
Oh, 100%.
Dude, that's
Uh,
crazy.
have you
It-
ever had a vehicle that had like just something random that was wrong with it, and it like bugged you, but it didn't bug you enough to really care?
Um, I had a car uh, that after I drove it for so long, the engine light would come on,
Hmm.
and at first I was alarmed by it, and then it would come on from time to time, but that was it. I didn't see any car was running fine, or wasn't any smoke or anything like that. And eventually it would go off.
Hmm.
So I was like, well, maybe it's a sensor or some type of electrical deal. So I had it checked out. They said everything was fine, and the light kept coming on and going off. So I'm like, you know what? As long as nothing's going on and it goes back off, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Right.
Uh, and that was one of those things. I'm like, I'd see it come on, I get a little nervous, but after so long, I was like, it'll go back
Right.
off.
I had an old Ford Taurus. I'm sure you know what those look like.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the driver's side door, and I got this car for pretty cheap, but the
Mhm.
driver's side door never opened when I had it. So I
Hmm.
always had to go through the passenger seat and climb over to get in my car.
Wow. It
And
never
again, but I got cheap.
the whole time you had it, the door didn't work.
Right. I've also had cars where the heater never worked or the AC didn't work. I've always bought my cars, even since I was a kid. So like I
Mhm.
would buy affordably pretty cheap cars.
Mm-hmm.
And the best one that I have, and even today that I ever had, was a little Chevy Eclipse. It was like this little 2-door,
Uh-huh.
but that thing was falling apart, like literally rust. Damn near you put your foot on the floor and it would fall through. But it
Oh,
drove, man. That thing would not stop driving, and that thing
wow.
drove forever.
Wow.
That, and then I had an 88 Jeep Cherokee, and that thing,
Mm-hmm.
same situation. I didn't have it for very long because it was a gas guzzler, but
Mm-hmm.
that thing could just drive. Like you could not do any maintenance on it, and it was like it was a brand new engine. It just never had any issues.
Well, that's a good car.
Yeah, for sure.
Did
Nowadays,
all,
I don't think you
did,
can really get by with that.
no, did all the doors open up?
Yeah, yes, but the fabric on the ceiling was peeling off, so it like drooped down, so like your head was touching the fabric.
I've experienced that before in my own car and other people's car.
Right? Yeah. That's I feel like that's kind of common.
Mhm.
All right.
Especially within a certain year. I think that's how they were making those.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Interior deals for the inside of the car. I think they've
Right.
gotten away from that type of stuff, so it doesn't really happen that much anymore.
Right. Yeah, I think that the cars over the last, I'd say, 2 decades, we'll say 2 decades,
Mhm.
have significantly improved compared to any car that I had that was made prior to the Y2K.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
Next up, this says, so my sister got her allergy test done and she was allergic to everything they tested for. Her worst reaction was the horses.
What? Horses?
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
I've never had an allergy test done.
Neither have I. I don't think I want one.
Me neither. Yeah, I think I'd be unnerved by if I found out that I was allergic to something, because I don't
Mhm.
think I'm allergic to anything.
I didn't
Well, I'm
think I
allergic to dogs.
was. I didn't think I was, but there's one thing out there that makes me kind of like itchy or whatever,
Mhm.
and that's it. You know,
Uh-huh.
I've found out because it was prescribed,
Mhm.
um, and then I had a little reaction. Not a big one, but I was like, I'm kind of itchy right now. They was like, oh, let me change up on what we're giving you. I'm like, okay, and then I was fine after that.
So it was just a medication.
Yep, that's it.
All right, that's not too bad, actually.
No.
I mean, I'm allergic to dogs, but I have them. I love dogs, so
Oh, now that you say that, um, I don't know what type of cat, but it might be the hair or what they use to wash the cat. I don't know, but it's something out there that irritates the crap out of my eyes
Mhm.
when I get around it, and I mean it'll get bad. It's like they'll they'll get red and watery, and
Mhm.
uh, if I continue to stay around the cat, whatever it is,
Mhm.
uh, it'll get like white stuff will
Yeah.
start to come out each
Mhm.
side, and then they'll start getting puffy, and then my throat will start
Yep.
getting scratchy and stuff. So yeah, when you said that, it made me think of that.
So cats,
Yeah,
I
right.
actually heard that the what most people are allergic to when it comes to cats is their
Mhm.
saliva, because they lick themselves to clean themselves.
Wow.
So
That's,
I don't know, but that could be it.
but see, I'll never touch them. It's
Oh,
like
that's weird. Yeah.
it's like I've been to certain people's houses, um, and it must have been some type of connection with either the type of cat or what they got to clean their cat with, something. But I
Mhm.
noticed that in each of those houses there was a cat, and my reaction was exactly the same. And in the last one I went to, I was like, you know what? I really appreciate you inviting me over, but I'm gonna have to leave because I think I'm allergic to your cat. They're like, "You serious?" I'm like, "I'm dead serious." I'm like, my eyes are watering, and my throat is feeling weird, and
Mhm.
my, I gotta go now because if I don't leave now, it's gonna get really, really bad.
And that's so if I play with dogs, it
Mhm,
gets really bad. Like the dogs we have, I have some days that are worse than others. But
mhm,
like if I play with them or if I bathe them, like my eyes will do that same thing.
mhm, mhm.
And then my throat, it doesn't get itchy, but it starts to close up. Like I have a hard
Yeah,
time
yeah.
breathing.
Mhm,
Um, so I have medicine I take if I need it. But
mhm,
if you're with the animal long enough, you almost kind of build a tolerance to them too. So
mhm.
that helps. But yeah, and I love dogs too much to not have them. But I don't bathe them. I told my wife I'm not bathing them. So we made that very clear.
Alrighty then.
All right, we got two more. You ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
All right, man. This next one says some water running from the roof got stuck by the paint on the ceiling. Now what?
Huh? What?
Now I don't know what kind of
Uh,
paint you have on your ceiling or
that's
why.
not good paint.
I don't
E-
know, man. It's holding.
either that or that's some toxic water.
It's like a big old pimple on the ceiling.
No kidding. Yeah, it's time to change up on the paint job and
Right.
maybe find out where that leak is coming from.
Oh,
That's
I
crazy.
would definitely look into where it's coming from because that's a lot more than a little trickle into your house.
No kidding. Wow.
Have you ever had or lived somewhere where you had like this leak in your roof?
Yeah. Um, there was a place, I guess, when they built it. Um, there's probably some steps skipped. uh, because everything was fine except one area, and when it rained really hard, you could just hear the water trickling down uh, through this one corner, and I was like, "That's not good." So yeah, so I told the owners like, "Hey, this is happening here. Either you fix it or I'm out."
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mhm,
And any house that I've ever had that was like an older house had any sort of like leaks,
mhm.
usually there was some sort of a sign. Like that doesn't look like it. That just looks like it showed up.
Yeah, right.
The last place that I worked and you worked, I was working nights and
Mhm.
it was storming. And I remember a whole section of the roof just dropping and exploding on the ground. Just
Oh
foam
no,
and insulation just went everywhere.
that's crazy.
And you want to talk about a mess, man. Just super mushy, wet insulation was not fun to
Oh,
clean
oh,
up.
that's bad. And who knows how long it took for that to happen.
Yeah, because
I
that
mean,
wasn't just overnight either.
oh heck no. Water is something else, but it can definitely do some damage.
Mhm. It does, man. Water does some damage for sure. All right, one more, man. We did pretty good, man. We're already at about 44 minutes. It's good.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. This last one says, well, shit, now what?
The fire truck caught on fire. Hey, it's a fire truck. What else would it do? I mean, you'd expect it to be on fire, right?
Yeah.
Holy, how does that happen, man?
I know, right? Does it? The wheel looks like it caught on fire, but then
Yeah,
there's something behind it too.
did lightning strike or something? I mean, that. I mean, it's nothing else on fire,
No, no,
right? It's just a fire truck.
yep.
Oh man,
Uh,
of all the things to occur, uh, I never would expect something like that to happen. I've never seen
right.
a fire truck on fire. So that's. I
Yeah,
mean,
it, and
even like the big fires that happen,
yeah,
all around,
yeah.
everything's on fire but the fire truck.
And these firemen are like, Chief, what do we do, man? We haven't trained for this one yet.
Wow, that's so funny.
Grab the hose. Grab the hose. Well, the fire is where the hose is. I can't.
Yeah.
Well, Chief, what do I do?
Let's call for backup.
Call for backup. That's good, man. That's good.
Oh wow.
I think it was like 2 years ago, and it was summertime, and like the ground was dry, and we
Mhm.
were driving behind this truck with an old man driving, and he blew out one of his tires, but he
Mm.
didn't realize it. I mean, he probably shouldn't be driving anymore,
What?
anyways.
He
Yeah,
didn't realize? I
no.
mean,
So
okay.
the sparks were hitting the grass because he was in the far lane.
Mhm.
And so there was just this trail of fire going down the road.
Oh no.
And like 4 people called the cops because like, it was a windy day and
Mhm.
like there were fields and houses. And we're like, yeah. So this grass is just light and this dude's just driving down the road. So after we
Wow.
called, we circled back around.
Mhm.
And the cops had just pulled him over, and like you could tell the guy like almost didn't know what happened. So
Gee.
yeah, but that's
That's
crazy, man.
that's a crazy way to start a grass fire.
Right.
Oh, I had a blowout, and next thing you know, half the city's gone.
Well, and one of these guys, like you imagine them going home to their significant other. The craziest thing happened today. Oh yeah, well the fire truck started on fire. Well, okay,
Oh, shoot.
where's this joke going?
All right.
No,
Oh, man.
really, like it caught on fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So to anybody who has had a bad day, just think about some of these, and it might
That's a
make you
really
feel better.
bad. That's a really bad day right there for
That's a
fireman.
pretty bad day, man. And to be the fireman in the truck that caught on fire, it doesn't look good on you either.
Oh heck no! You know, and
Even if it
they're
wasn't
looking
your
at
fault.
they're looking at each other like, now how do we get back to the firehouse?
Right. Is there a spare tire? Where would we put a spare tire on this thing?
Oh man, that's so funny.
It is pretty funny. It does look like the fire station is right behind them, so there is that. But either way, unless this was like a training thing, I've never heard of this. But I mean, it's funny but ridiculous at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's wow.
So after all of these, is there anything else that you've done or that has popped up in your head that you look back on and it's pretty comical now?
Let me think. The one that just that stood out the most, like I said, was when somebody broke in after I left for work. And beyond that, I guess I had a pretty boring life in that category because not too much has occurred. You know what I'm saying? I keep my windows up most of the time.
If you guys take away anything from this, keep your windows up in your vehicles.
Yeah, right. And don't open your door in a car wash.
Right.
let the blade just
let the blade go.
Yeah, let it go. It's better to lose a blade than a door. Oh man.
I think the only other thing that ever happened is this. There's 2 instances that I could think of where it wasn't me, but I was in the situation. There was a kid on the monkey bars, and he was hanging upside down. And back in the day, they had like these little pebbles instead of sand, like they were little rocks.
Oh yeah,
do you remember that in the playground? And man, I remember we'd push like the tire swings and stuff, and like our knees would get all scraped up and stuff from playing too hard. And this one kid was hanging upside down on the monkey bars, and he slipped and fell, and he busted his eye open. Yeah, and he stood up, and he wasn't screaming and crying or nothing, but I imagine it's from the shock of it. But he just stood up, and he was just looking around, and then everybody just started screaming. All these little kids are screaming because
Horror
just like,
film.
yes, I do remember that. I remember that pretty well, and that was probably like 3rd grade, 4th grade. Yeah,
Gee, that's nasty.
that's bad. That's a bad day right there.
No kidding. I
And
mean,
the parents can't do anything about it. I mean, they can't blame the school.
no, but I mean, you can't really use your eye after that, right?
No, like, I mean, if a bust's open, the eye's done.
Jeez.
Yeah,
That sucks for a little kid hanging upside down on the bar.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
let that be a lesson, children.
yeah.
Don't hang upside down,
Down on the monkey bars.
especially when there's little pebbles, pebble rocks at the
Well,
bottom.
now I feel like they've replaced all of that with that rubber mulch,
Mhm.
which is a good call. I think that's a good call.
Too. It gets hot in the sun, but
Yeah,
it doesn't, you don't hurt yourself if you fall.
yeah. I feel like there's a lot of stuff, like a lot of like the playgrounds and the play sets that we had as kids
Mhm.
in schools. I look back on now and I'm like, that probably wasn't the safest. Like the steel slides and stuff like that. And
Oh, those suckers got so hot in the sun. Uh, it was just torture. It was
yeah,
right.
they've
And they
advanced
didn't
everything to plastic now.
and they didn't slide very well either.
No, if you weren't wearing the right clothes, you weren't
Mhm.
sliding at all. You were just
No.
gonna stick.
Yep. That's funny.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that they don't have anymore that we had back then. Like I don't see I still see the merry-go-rounds, or is that what they were
Mhm.
called? The merry-go-rounds? I still see them every now and then. The ones where you spin them and you get on them and spin them.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Those
I don't know if those are merry-go-rounds. No, those
no,
aren't merry-go-rounds.
it's something else. I know what you're talking about
Mhm.
because when you run and push it and then you jump on and it just goes and goes and goes.
Right.
And if there's somebody already on there, they're just going around.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. I don't see those anymore.
Every now and then I'll see them, but not nearly as much. I see more rock walls. I never remember rock walls as a kid, but now it seems like those are everywhere now.
Yeah. I never did a rock wall. It's not my thing. I went to a gym one time, and that was one of the features that they were trying to show me so that I was joining the gym. And they were all proud of it. Look at our rock. We have a brand new rock wall. I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but that's not me.
Right. Not my thing. Not my thing.
Yeah.
You're not selling me on that. I don't
No.
care. You already got me anyways, but I don't care about that.
Right?
All right. Well, like always, man, these shows are always so fun because there's no prep to them. They're just fun interactions, and they're just easy to put out an episode.
Absolutely.
There's no prepping for them. So I appreciate you, even though it was kind of last minute doing this. I haven't done one in a little while. So
hey, man, I'm always here for that. I love it,
Mhm.
and if I got the time, I'll definitely do it. If I lose sleep, oh well, I'll sleep later. But
That's how I am.
yeah, I just love it, man. It's a lot of fun, and you get to see things like trucks burning, fire trucks burning.
Right. That's a first. That is a first. I would say.
Yeah. So really enjoy it, man. Glad to be involved with it once again, and look forward to the next one.
Yeah, man, of course. And everybody that is familiar with the show or has been on, Ev.O.Lution is my admin. He's part of this with me. Him and I have been kind of button heads on new show concepts because we're so involved in this that we just want to do more, and that's kind of the thing about JG's Lounge is there's no cap as to what you can do. So we will always have more coming. We got another Burn After Playing that we're working on now, which just kind of a heads up, everybody. I think JG's Lounge is going to kind of become more of a production label as well. For short films, I think we're going to kind of steer away from Burn After Playing. As much as I love Burn After Playing, I think individual short films is more of an accurate label for them. So I think that's kind of the way we're going to go with that. So, and it might be JG's Lounge. It might be something else for the production label, but that's another thing that we are kind of discussing and working on as well. But again, more things coming, and we both have a passion for this. So, we appreciate all of you guys for being on and watching.
Absolutely.
All right. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you around.
Take care.